Okay, so I remember this, like, I remember this happening to me because, like, we were, like, trauma dumping in the Discord about, well, not trauma dumping, but we were, like, bitching in the Discord about, temperatures and that kind of stuff, and I was like, yeah, when I was with my parents, my room was always the hottest and the coldest room. So in the summer it would be the hottest, and in the winter it would be the coldest, because by the time, like, the heat comes up from, like, the basement, when it gets to my room, it's already cold. And in the summer, my room gets to like 36 degrees Celsius, and I was like, wow, that's crazy. So one day I come home and I have a different ceiling fan. And I'm like, okay, so apparently my sister picked out a new ceiling fan for my room. And I'm like, okay, whatever, it's just a ceiling fan. How bad could it be, right? So I come home and this is on my ceiling. She picked out this. she picked out this. It's so bad. Okay, they let my sister pick out a ceiling fan for my room, by the way. My room. And by the time I got home, because I was in classes, it was already installed and they threw out the old ceiling fan, which was perfectly usable and working. It's so bad! Guys, it doesn't push air! On the lowest setting, it's like nothing. On the second setting, it moves air on the ceiling. I don't need air being moved on the ceiling. I need air being moved down! Yeah! At first I was like coping, being like, it's not that bad. It was really bad. It didn't work. I like that you called it a JPEG. Maple, are you good? This is my trauma. Okay, this is my trauma. I come home and I get this on my ceiling. I get this on my ceiling, okay? It's so bad. And also, by the way, it's like really big. So like, I think my room had like 8 feet tall ceilings, right? This thing ate up 1.5 feet. This took up 1.5 feet of space. So when I like stretch up, right? I would always hit it. Yeah, it's like 1.5 feet of space. And also, it had 3 settings, right? But like, you know, I believe Mac when he says it probably wasn't properly mounted, but on the 3rd setting, it would like shake violently. And I'm like convinced the violent shaking is the only thing that caused like air to move. You can't even ignore it, you just bump into it. You just bump into it! While we were trauma dumping about temperatures and fans, growing my parents had AC and my sister had AC and mine didn't. Oh my god, Whis! Oh my god, wait, that reminds me. When I first moved out of my parents' place, that is when they finally got an AC system. Yeah, of course, right? Yeah, of course! Not that it fucking mattered, though. They set the AC, like... Because my mom would get cold if the AC was set below 27 degrees Celsius, guys. Not that it fucking mattered that much. Oh yeah, one less melt defeat. Time to buy an AC, right? Hey, if you live in Canada, you don't need one. I need one because I'm afraid of my PC overheating and exploding, and then like, and then I won't be able to stream, and that's like my biggest nightmare, trust. Your parents like you, Maple? I think our relationship is better after I moved out. Yeah. But yeah, I was just fucking baffled at the fact that I didn't get to choose the fan in my own room, and they replaced my perfectly good fan with this, by the way. And also, by the way, the ceiling fan before that I had was a regular fan with lights, okay? Problem. I didn't have any other source of light in my room because they fucking replaced it with this. So I bought a USB lamp the next day, and then on the weekend, they actually had to get me an actual light because they forgot that was the only source of light in my room. Hi. It was the only source of light. Okay, I can't even depend on like the sun because my place is facing the wrong direction to get sunlight in the afternoon. Okay, so I get sunlight. My room only got sunlight like really early in the morning, and once it hits noon, I don't see the sun again. So I didn't get light past like noon, basically, like daylight. It was at a really inconvenient angle, okay? No sunlight. Well, like, it's like general brightness. We don't get direct sunlight, you know? So yeah, this was the only source of light in my room, and they replaced it with something that did not have a source of light. So yeah. Welcome in, guys. Welcome! Yo, yeah! Hi. Maple, do you have like the same room as me? Because that's scarily similar. I guess, apparently. We didn't have AC, we didn't have a source of light. Yeah. And this is why I'm a streamer. So I can tell the story to the world. Yeah, so I can tell the story to the world. Guys, I lacked sunlight, I lacked a fan, I lacked AC, I lacked heating. Because, okay, like in the winter, right? In the winter, like my room would always be the coldest room. And by the coldest room, even with the heat, my room would be like 17 degrees Celsius. Which is kind of cold on the inside. On the outside, that's like beautiful temperature. But like indoors, I feel like that's really cold. Poison powder? You're a hoe. Maple, hi Jeff. Maple, is being a streamer a cry for help? Yeah, because like being fucked up makes you more interesting. Maple, how do you survive? Out of spite. Out of spite. I'm crying for help. Maddie! We collab on Tuesday! Okay. Hold up. Intimidate. Let me kill this thing first. Can I one-shot the next thing? Okay, that should be one-shottable, right? There's no way I die to a Volbeat. Yay! Bum ba dum bum ba dum bum ba dum bum ba dum bum ba dum. Ba da 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 da. This is the greatest fan story I've ever heard. Yeah, it's awesome. I love trauma dumping about my childhood. Well, not even like childhood. I was like a university student when that happened. I was just like so baffled. Yeah, that's a good word for it. I was heckin' baffled. Dun, da, da. So did you talk to your sister after she picked it out? Yeah, I asked her why she picked that fan, and her answer was, I don't know. I have a migraine, please help me remove my head. Do you need Advil, bro? Yeah, I asked her, okay, why this fan specifically? And she's like, I don't know. I'm like, you really don't know? You really don't know? You don't know that this thing doesn't fucking push any air? Really? You couldn't just look at it? You couldn't just look at it and be like, that's not a fan? So I'm getting you weren't a big fan of it. What? That's crazy. Da, da, da. Does your sister hate you? I didn't think so. But like that kind of made me question things. I was like, how could you do that? Bum 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 bum. Does your sister hate me? Yes. I mean, what?